the 2022 U.S. Nationals men's outcome. I would have to say men was probably the most dramatic of the four disciplines at the U.S. Nationals. The team going to the Olympic is, of course, Nathan Chen, Vincent Zoe, and Jason Brown. We all knew this was going to be the team no matter what the outcome of Nationals. After all, the committee was making its decision based on a body of work. Having said that, the podium was a little different than what I had predicted. Nathan was still our national champion. However, instead of Vincent taking home the silver, it was 17-year-old Ilya Melny who had the best programs of his career and finished second. Vincent was placed in third place, and Jason was given fourth place in the pewter. Starting off with Jason. This poor guy not only had to go through a travel ordeal just to get to nationals, but once there he had to compete coachless because poor Tracy Wilson tested positive for COVID. Despite all of this, Jason went out in that short program as well as in the long and did what he had to do. Yes, it wasn't perfect. However, to me, it was more than enough. I do hope, however, that Jason and his team decide to go for all clean triple Axel and take out the quad for the Olympic. To be perfectly honest, Beijing is going to be a quad fest for both the ladies and the men. And what Jason brings to the table is that special artistry that is exclusively him. I would much prefer for Jason to have his Olympic moment rather than see another attempt at a quad that will be unsuccessful. Now, regarding his placement, I share the same opinion as many others. I personally feel Jason should have been placed ahead of Vincent. However, the judges felt differently. I had Jason third after I saw everyone skate, but the judges felt differently and Jason was left off the podium. Our expected silver medalist who failed to deliver and went home with the bronze was Vincent Zoe. Vincent fell twice in his long program, and in my opinion, not one of his jumps were clean. And because the jumps were not working for him, he also could not sell the program. Honestly, if the judges went based on the skating that took place on the ice instead of everything else, there is no way Vincent would have been third. The podium on that night based on what took place should have been Nathan, Ilya, and Jason. I really hope that Vincent and his team work on his competitive mindset. We all know that Vincent can do the jumps. However, he has proven time and time again that when the pressure is on, he does not deliver. I hope Vincent takes the time to work with a sports psychologist on dealing with pressure. Anyways, Vincent was saved by the judges by 0.38 and is now heading for Beijing. Now, the actual winner of the silver medal and the highlight of the night was young Ilya Melny. Ilya, who did not have the pressure of expectation, went out and just skated. His scores and placements were well deserved, and I was happy to see that along with his jumps, he also has good spins, decent footwork, and a little musicality. Ilya still needs a lot of polish. However, having seen him grown from his junior Grand Prix this year to his senior debut, I can say he has a lot of potential. Our king of national, the one and only Volcanic Cheetos himself, Nathan Chen, won the gold. Nathan, why do you have to be such a fashion terrorist? I mean, when I saw the white t-shirt and the black jacket in the short program, I was a little hopeful that maybe this year. No. From a scrambled egg to a piece of hot Cheeto, Nathan has never failed to deliver. I honestly think he reads the comment about his outfit and then he goes online and search for the ugliest t-shirt he can find just to mess with us. His short was good and his long was not bad. He had two falls, one on his quad flip In another when he got distracted by the reflection of his flea market reject t-shirt and lost his bearing and took a fall doing his step sequence. At which point he looked like a flying Cheeto on the ice. Other than his fashion sense, I'm not at all worried about Nathan. I think he's on track for Beijing. Another highlight of the night was Cadman Putin finally skating two fairly clean programs in competition. I really think Cadman has some good skating skill and really great qualities, and he could easily be a top 10 skater if he would just put some more effort into it. Hopefully, we will see more from him in the next season. While Cadman rose to the occasion, poor Jimmy Ma had the opposite experience. After a really good short program, Ma imploded in the free program. He barely landed any of his jumps cleanly. I hope this doesn't discourage him and he just builds and comes back stronger next season. As it stands, the U.S. Olympic team is Nathan Chen, Vincent Zhou, and Jason Brown. If I had been on the voting committee, my team would have been Nathan Chen, Ilya Milny, and Jason Brown. I'm sending Nathan for the redemption storyline, and hopefully, maybe he'll bring home a gold medal. I'm sending Jason in order to keep the heart, soul, and spirit of skating alive. And I'm sending Ilya for the possible dramatic upset. Imagine it with me. If one of our favorites failed to deliver and then this young upstart comes out of nowhere and ends up on the podium, the drama. You know how I love me some drama. And also, even if Ilya went and he had a poor showing, that would also be okay because this would be a great learning experience for him. I'm not as mad as some people with the current U.S. Men Olympic team because it was what I was expecting. All I can do is hope that everyone, will stay safe and make it to Beijing. However, with COVID, we just don't know what's going to happen. But anyhow, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the committee selection for the U.S. men's team.